So in this video, I want to discuss about the performance running the Switch emulator on the Asus ROG Ally Z1 Xtreme versus the Steam Deck. So the game I'm trying today is the Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle version, and I own this game on the Switch, right? So this game came out several years ago on PS4, Switch, and Steam. Now, the performance on the Switch is not that good. The game isn't able to maintain a stable 30 FPS. So I'm going to see whether the performance on the Steam Deck and the Ally is better or not, running the Ryujin's emulator. So we can see on the Ally, I'm running in performance mode at 15 watts. And Steam Deck is running on gaming mode, right? So let's see. In performance, the Ally is running. It was dipping under 30, but now it's actually getting constant. Well, no, not anymore. Some dip, in some area. So as in performance, the Ally is doing basically the maximum this game support is 30 frames. Let's see on the Steam Deck. Actually, it's not bad. Well, no, it's dropping to 18, 16. Okay, so depend on the area in the town, the frame rate can drop quite a lot on the Steam Deck. All right, we see it is running between 40, 29, 20. So less crowded area, then the game can run 30 frames, but not when there's a lot of people around. Then it's constantly dipping. Look at this. I'm not doing anything. It's dropping to 16, 15 now. But whereas the Ally is maintaining a stable 30 frames. So I guess I mean pretty clear. If I want to replay this game, I probably have to play on the Ally, right? And this Ally right now, I'm playing in performance mode. I say if I run in turbo, the frame rate will be more stable. Let me see. Yeah, turbo is better than performance. The frame rate is much stable now. Even though performance is still great. I mean, performance is still better than what Steam Deck is capable. So now let's talk about the value, right? The value between the two devices. So we all know, according to Valve, the best-selling model on the Steam Deck is the actually the most expensive one. The final 12 gig version is the best-selling model. But in my opinion, that is not the best value. It might be the best-selling model, but it's not the best value, because the Steam Deck, in all three models, have the same hardware underneath. You know, the same chips, everything. The only difference is the storage, SSD. The cheapest model, the basic one, 64 gig version, you know, compared to the more expensive one at 512 gig. The difference between the two, you know, basic and the most expensive one is $250. Now, The storage price in the last year, in last 1 year has dropped significantly. The 1 terabyte SSD that you can buy on Amazon right now, the MP600 mini, you can get it for I think $90 or $80. Compared to last year, it's about like $150 last year, but now it's a drop. So in terms of like, when we discuss about the ratio between performance versus money, right, value, so which is the best value? Well, I guess it depends on your budget and what game you want to play. If you want to play like AAA titles like Forza, Horizon 5, etc., then you have no choice. I mean, you basically have to buy the Asus ROG Ally Z1 Xtreme model, because that is the best model, with you the best performance too. The MSRP for the Z1 Xtreme is the $699. That is $50 higher than the Steam Deck 512 model sold by Valve. That's it. I mean, that's only $50 difference. But when we're talking about comparison, the ratio, especially if you can wait, during the holiday, I believe that both Valve and Asus will put these devices on sale, for the holiday. Like I remember in July, actually, Valve actually had a sale, a 10% off on their Steam Deck. So you could get the basic 64 gig version for $40 less. I mean, at $359. I mean, that is pretty much unmatched in terms of value, right? Because when you're talking about $359, that is only $10 higher than the Switch OLED, right? The Switch OLED sold by Nintendo never put on sale. I mean, it's Nintendo, right? We talking about the company that we're still selling Zelda, right? 6 years, 7 years from the release at $60. But so the Steam Deck, if you could get it on sale at $359, I say that is worth way more value performance over the Switch OLED. And then if you upgrade the storage to 1 terabyte, and you got pretty good deal there. I mean, I compare to other like Windows handheld by third party, like Aya Neo, Odin, Win GDP and stuff like that. You cannot buy a device at $359 like the Steam Deck 64 gig, this is on sale of course, and get the same performance. I bought my device last year, when the Steam Deck came out. I bought the basic model at $399, and I still think that was a great deal. I mean, over the past almost 2 years now, that I was able to play so many games. The support by Valve, had helped like turn the Steam Deck into a emulation powerhouse, right? For example, even though the Steam Deck does not run this game well, but it can do much better with other one. So let's see, if I go to my home, you can see I have like Dynasty Warriors, this is the Dynasty Tactic 2. I have Romance Kingdom 13, this one on Steam. I have Octopath Traveler 2. I mean, all these games run perfectly, except on Tactic 2 of course. But the Steam Deck emulation it's enough power to do all these devices: PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3, PS Vita, PSP, Wii U, have Xbox 360. Yes, so the Steam Deck will allow you to play all these games, right? So at MSRP $399, I mean, that is hard to beat. But when we have talking about a bigger budget, then I would choose the Ally over the Steam Deck, because not only the Ally can do the better emulation, right? It can also play AAA title like Forza Horizon 5 and the other big title at a very good frame rate. With Forza Horizon 5, running in performance mode, I'm getting a stable 60 frames per second. I mean, if I want more than 60 frames, I could turn into turbo mode, right? And I'm getting somewhere between 80 to 90 frames per second in turbo, and that's it. I mean, that I cannot run that game on the Steam Deck more than 30 frames. I mean, I barely get 30 frames. I get like between 22 to 27 on Steam Deck running Forza. So I say that I guess depend on what we, how much money we want to spend, and what kind of game we want to play on our downtime. I mean, different budget, will have different game that we can afford and device we can afford. So if you're on a lower budget, I would go with the Steam Deck basic model. You have bigger budget, I would go with the ROG Ally Z1 Xtreme. And I know right now there are two models for the ROG Ally, because the Z1 Xtreme came out in June this year, and I think it was in September, maybe October, that the Z1 Basics came out. And the difference between the two model, $100. So the Z1 Basic is at $599, and the Z1 Extreme is at $699. Now I got lucky because I actually waited for a sale at Best Buy, and recently they put the Z1 Extreme on sale for $100 less. So I only pay $599 for the Z1 Extreme plus tax. And for me, this is a pretty good deal. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, at $599, that's 10% less than MSRP. I'm getting basically a gaming laptop, portable, right? It's capable of 120 frames per second, 1080p screen, and it can run in turbo mode at full horsepower, like a full-fledged gaming laptop. So at $599, I mean, that is the best deal that you could get right now. And so I have some of my friends asked me whether will I keep the Steam Deck now that I have the Ally. Well, of course. I mean, one thing I like about the Steam Deck is the console experience, right? Valve has done so much in the last 2 years. Improve the firmware, the Steam OS, making it basically like a PS4. I mean, we're talking about PS4 in handheld mode, right? Something that Sony failed to do when they introduced the PS Vita 10 years ago. And I think that the Valve took up this opportunity and they actually did a great job. I mean, I spent so much time tinkering with the configuration on the Steam Deck that now, I mean, I have so much game on this handheld, right, that it will last me, you know, for a long time, regardless of where I travel, you know, for work or vacation. You know, I have plenty of game to play on the airplane. So my answer is no. I will keep my Steam Deck, right? But for like graphic extensive game, or even playing Switch emulation, I will have to play. I will have to play on the Ally. There's no question about it. The better performance, better graphics, you know, as the cost of the battery, right? Because both the Steam Deck and the Ally has the same battery, 40 watt hour. So the Ally, when running, you know, at a higher voltage, it will drain the battery faster than the Steam Deck. But I think it's worth it because nowadays everyone travel with power bank, right? You know, in this modern age where our like iPhone and Android phone, you know, also using a lot of battery, we all travel around with power bank, you know, in our bag, in our backpack. So I say it's not. I think it's fine that yes, the Ally, you know, when running in turbo mode, running game like Forza Horizon 5, it probably only, without the power bank, it will only last maybe 2 hours. Kind of like a gaming laptop. If you're not plugged in, you only get 2 hours of playtime. And I think that's fine because yes, Asus could put a bigger battery, but then that will make the device bigger and heavier, right? So there has to be a balance. So I say that the 40 watt hour battery that the Valve and Asus use on their handheld devices are fine. I mean, I have no problem with it. So in conclusion, if you you know, have a smaller budget, I would go with the Steam Deck. But if you have, you know, at least $700, then I would go with the ROG Ally Z1 Xtreme. I wouldn't bother with the Z1 Basics, because why would you want to buy the basic when you could get, you know, the Z1 Xtreme, you know, a much more powerful model for basically the same price if you catch it on sale. And if you already have a Steam Deck, I would still recommend getting the Ally for the benefit I have mentioned in this video. Yes, it's okay to have both. You don't have to choose one or the other, but if you have to choose, then it will depend on your budget, right? If you have lower budget, I go with Steam Deck. You have a higher budget, then you go with the Ally. The Ally using Windows, so it has both advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is most of the game will work out of the box. You don't have to play around with the Proton like on the Steam Deck. So on Steam Deck, for example, if I want to work this game, for example, the Romance of Three Kingdoms 13, right? I have to go to properties and I choose the different Proton layer. For this game to work, I have to use GE Proton 8.4 for it to work. But this game, when it's on the Ally, it works out right away, you know, on Windows. I don't have to, you know, mess around with it. It just works. So that's the advantage of the Ally using Windows. But on the other hand, the disadvantage is because it is Windows, you pretty much will have to deal with the bloatware that Microsoft install on Windows. You know, you probably want to uninstall, application like Office, Microsoft Team, stuff like that if you're not going to use them. And also because Windows 11 is not really made for handheld, you basically have to use the touchscreen to navigate around. Or if you connect to a dock, then you can use the keyboard and mouse, basically turn it into a gaming laptop. But I feel that the overall experience on both devices are great. It just depends on what we want to achieve. And that is my main message today. If you already have Steam Deck and are the fans of getting the Ally, then I would say wait for a sale at Best Buy and get the Z1 Xtreme model for $599. I think you will be happy with your purchase, just like I am with mine. So thank you for watching. See you next time.